Howdy, this is Severely Zero, and today we are going to be testing the numbers surrounding the music box. So what we were told originally is that if a player is within 2.5 meters of an active music box, that their sanity would drain 2.5% per second, which for a 30-second song would be 75% total sanity loss. Uh, Recently, we've heard different numbers. There's been some testing going on, and we just want to verify some of these newer numbers. The values that we have now is that it's a 3 meter radius and that you lose 2.6% per second while in that radius. So we're going to test this on Brownstone High School specifically for two different reasons. One, it's large enough that the ghost can be far away as we're testing the music box so that we can listen to the entirety of the song and not have the ghost get too close. And two, in the foyer, you have those little tiles in the floor that make up bigger squares in the design, and we can use those squares as units of measurement to determine where the 3 meter radius is and where the 2.5 meter radius is. I also have three people in this game. One person that'll be handling the music box, which will be me, and then two other people that will be testing the ranges and some oddities surrounding that. So, before we hop in, looking at the custom difficulty just to kind of set some precedent. Starting sanity is at 100%, and then sanity drain is at 0%, so there should be no passive sanity drain, meaning the only sanity drain we should expect is from the music box itself. Okay. So, we're going to grab two glow sticks to be markers for the radiuses, and we'll grab a tier 1 crucifix. Now, the reason we grab the tier 1 crucifix is because the radius that it shows when you go to place it is 3 meters. Now, using these squares on the floor, the 3 meter radius is 7.5 of these larger squares, these brown ones and these white ones. So we'll place one at what will be our 3 meter mark. If I can get it lined up. There we go. And we'll place another one at the 2.5 meter mark, which is 6.25. So right here. Now I'm gonna go grab the music box and set it down carefully. Now, before we jump into this next part, give me just a moment as I bring the other player in, because I am playing on my PlayStation account. So we have another player. So that player is in place. So two of the things that you'll notice here. One player is standing in between the 2.5 and the 3 meter radii. And then another person is in the same radii but crouching. We believe that the radius for the music box is a sphere and not a cylinder like some other objects. If this is the case, then the person who is standing in that range, the actual hit point on their character model that would cause a sanity drain would be outside of the sphere. And then the person who's crouching inside that range, their hit point should be within the sphere. So we'll place this, you can see. So I'm placed right on the edge of this square, and you can see that it lines up with that glow stick on the outer edge, and then the inner one is the 2.5. So now we'll start the music box, let it play its whole song. I am going to stand directly next to it so that I get the full sanity drain so we can see the statistics afterwards. And then the other people will just stand there and we'll see if the sanity drains for them. Once that's over, we'll go back to the truck and look at what the results are. Okay. Head back to the truck and see what we see. Okay, so fun data. I lost a bunch of sanity, as was expected, because I was directly by the music box. The person who was standing, Sassy Salamence in this case, didn't lose any sanity. Even though they were standing in between the 2.5 and the 3, they didn't lose any sanity because their hit point was outside of the sphere. Now, Zian Entity, the account that was crouching in between the 2.5 and 3, their hit point must have been within the sphere. So, what does this mean as far as the range? The original 2.5 meters we were told is not correct. It is actually a 3 meter radius from the music box, but it's not a cylinder, it's a sphere. And that's important because if you're standing and it's on the ground, you can kind of get closer to almost the 2.5 without it taking sanity. But if the music box is higher up on a table or another player is holding it actively, or you're crouched down, then as soon as you hit the 3 meter mark, you'd be within range and you'd lose that sanity. Now, let's bring the other player back to the truck so we can go check statistics. We are going to just use the statistics at the end of game summary for the main reason of it's exact and it doesn't have a variance like the board does. Okay. So it looks like we did lose 77%, and I'll check the other player real quick. They also lost 77%. So this is not the 75% that we were originally expecting. Now, this means one of two things. I think one of them is more likely, but we'll go over both. The first scenario is that the drain speed is 2.6% per second for the 30-second song, which results in a 77% loss. However, there is the possibility that it's not exactly 30 seconds. The animation from the time you click the button and the cylinder of the music box starts to turn to the final click when the door closes is just under 31 seconds. And 31 seconds at 2.5% per second also equals about the 77%. So either one could be the case, and without decompiling the code, there's really no definitive way that we can know for sure, unless we get direct confirmation from the devs on that one themselves. But the reality is it doesn't make a huge difference. The main thing here is that you lose 77% instead of 75% if you're within the range of the music box for the duration of the song. So, as a quick summary, it's not 2.5 meters and it's not 2.5% per second sanity drain. From what we've observed, the range of the music box is a 3 meter radius. It's a sphere, and it is draining, for the purposes of what is most logical, 2.6% per second, resulting in a 77% loss. So hopefully this clears up some of the questions that we were getting. It's very interesting to see the actual numbers and how they play out in game. We will be introducing this information into the cheat sheet, editing the guide section a little bit. But if there's anything else you want us to research or test, we'd love to do it. And we take those requests in our Discord, which is linked in the description below. And thank you so much for watching.